All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. Thursday, September 26th. Games are starting a little bit earlier today, so I thought we'd start a little bit earlier. Real quick, we'll do the review of yesterday's games and then jump into today's games. 11 baseball games on the slate. So, scroll down to yesterday's notes. Cardinals at the Diamondbacks. This game was a little tight because there was a riddle through Merrill Kelly for him to become 7-5 at home, and he did. Diamondbacks equals 75. I was leaning Cardinals, though, because they had a chance to get the 42nd away win, and the D-backs fall to 2-4 at home, making the Cardinals 4-2 in Arizona. Arizona and Diamondbacks both sum to 42. That number hits a lot with that team. But instead it was about Merrill Kelly becoming 7-5 at home. So big win for him, young pitcher. The Twins at the Tigers. Again, we talked about how the Twins should win 2 out of 3 in this series. It was hard to tell if they would. They might lose yesterday or today. If the Twins do lose today, a lot of 47s line up for the Tigers. Today has 47 date numerology. Somebody's calling in real quick. Caller?
Hey, what up, Zach? It's Adam again. Called you yesterday, the new guy. Hey, when you do when you go through your decode today, I just had a suggestion. I just didn't know, see if you want to maybe try it. Go through like the players on this thing and look for numbers that stand out to go with the decode of the numbers for the teams you think are win, and then you can kind of put those together and maybe come up with a really, real strong riddle.
Sure. Well, the problem with doing that is it'll end up being a 5-hour decode. So, again, that's why I teach them out.
There's only 5 late games, like if you just did like the 7 o'clock. And I know the one games are about to start. You're probably not going to be able to get through all of them. That's going to start. So maybe the ones that are going to start.
Well, it is a great suggestion. It is something you can do. But again, that's why I teach the knowledge. You guys can go through. I show you the numbers of the day. So if you go through the players and do that, it's just I got to decode a whole bunch of football. Got to do the football live stream later. So, there's only so many hours in a day. Plus, I got to keep up with everything else. But I do appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No, yeah.
All right. Okay. So, Twins got it done against the Tigers. We saw that Norris could fall to 3-14. Pie comes through all the time in sports, and I believe he did do just that. Or actually, he didn't get credit with the loss. Take it back. Brewers at Reds, we talked about how if the Brewers won yesterday and today, it would set them up with a perfect record going into the Colorado Rockies. So Brewers got it done there. Yankees at Rays. Caller?
Hey, good morning, Zach.
What's up, man?
Another good parlay day yesterday. Good job.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
Just wanted to point out one thing you said yesterday, and it was actually a really good observation. You pointed out that all date numerology yesterday broke down to 1.
Uh-huh.
So last night, real late, I'm trying to finish watching my parlays come through. The last game I had was San Fran. Game tied going to the 9th inning. They set up a pinch hitter with no career home run. Zach hit his first career walk-off home run in the San Fran game.
Number 1, first career. That's exactly what we talked about. Perfect.
Yeah, his name was Jalen Davis. So yeah, I hope a couple other people caught that. But just like the guy had just called in, you could do it yourself. It's really not too difficult, and Zach is pretty much showing you and pointing specific things out. So pay attention and stop asking him to do all the small work.
Well, I don't mind his question. I mean, it is a good question. If there were more hours in a day, I'd be down for it. But it's just like, I already just know that going through everything I already got to do every day, that I run out of time. So,
Yeah, it's impossible. He's talking about from a fantasy aspect, and I get it, because it's fun and stuff like that. But it's really not that difficult. It's the player's birthday, their game, their statistics. It's not that hard.
Right. Just use those tools, measure.
Yeah, and that day numerology breakdown yesterday, I know you pointed that out quickly too. You kind of went over it in like a quick little flash, but it came through a couple other times. I didn't really get to strike on it, but that San Fran one, I just happened to be watching it, and I was like, oh shit, this is what Zach was talking about a couple hours ago.
Uh-huh.
So I came in on the San Fran.
Nice,
so thank you for that. That was actually something I never paid attention to.
Yeah. All right. Learn something new every day. All right. Welcome, man. Congratulations.
All right, Zach.
All right. Take care. See you. All right. And I'm trying to motor along here just because we do have the game starting in about a half hour. So Yankees at Rays. I wonder if the Yankees might not get that 103rd win till the 27th. That's what I was talking about yesterday. Are the Yankees going to sit on this? The 27th is tomorrow. 103 is the 27th prime. Again, the Yankees have that special connection to the Jesuit Order. September 27th is the Jesuit Order's birthday. So pay attention to that. I think that's real symbolic. The Yankees pick up 103 tomorrow. Phillies at Nationals. It looked good for the Nationals yesterday. It was all about 135, a number that hits all the time with Philadelphia. Nationals got it done. We talked about the Pirates giving the Cubs their 8th straight loss. They sure did. Can the Cubs lose 9 straight today is the question. Cubs equals 9. Orioles, like I said, taking the Orioles 2 days in a row feels greedy. Whenever I have to go with the Orioles 2 days in a row, I start to get anxious about it. And they did have the better riddle to win yesterday. And Toronto in 36 hits all the time. Even though we were getting greedy with the Orioles 2 days in a row, I thought they were going to come through. But like we talked about, that Yanoa on the mound's a real bum. He's hard to have confidence in. So, anyway, Blue Jays won. Signature score 2-3. Blue Jays 23. Marlins and Mets, we talked about how the Mets were huge favorites yesterday, how the Mets probably won't lose again in the series, staying on the 211 losses through the 47 date. Red Sox looked good to beat the Rangers yesterday. Today, if they win, they get to 5-2 versus the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers 52 happens all the time. Talked about how the White Sox had a narrative to beat the Indians yesterday. It was through the head-to-head record. The White Sox had a chance to become... Or the White Sox had a chance to make the Indians 3-5 in Chicago, and Chicago equals 35. It does also equal 44, but it's more pure with the 35. And we noticed how if Detweiler won, he would also improve to 3-5, the Chicago pitcher. And that's what he did. He got to 3-5. And the 3-5 thing happened in the head-to-head record. So Chicago was a nice upset if you took that one. Caller?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on.
Hey, I just had one thought for you.
Yeah.
And I get off real quick. Did you see the story about Jessica Simpson yesterday?
That she lost a bunch of weight?
Yeah, well, they said she lost 100 pounds.
Okay.
That's it. It's the 100th NFL season. I was just wondering if that was, because, when she dated Tony Romo, that was kind of a bad thing for the Cowboys.
Huh. All right, I forgot about that. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you could be on to something there.
All right, man. See you.
All right, thanks, Bobby. I'll check it out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Caller? Hello?
Hey, Zach.
Hey.
How's it going today?
Hey, it's going well. Thanks, man.
Say, have you heard that Melvin Gordon planning on ending his holdout or not?
I did hear that. I got to look into that, too.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, welcome, man. Thanks.
Bye.
Okay. Okay, so Jessica Simpson used to have the connection with the Cowboys through Tony Romo. She lost 100 pounds. It is interesting. Gonna have to look into that. Could be a riddle. And, Melvin Gordon coming back. Will he play in Miami? We'll see. So, I didn't have any balls yesterday on this Braves-Royals game. I should have... I just... Because it felt like every time I picked the team in this series, I was wrong. But it did look like the Braves would probably win yesterday because of the head-to-head record. By them winning yesterday, they became 8-9 versus the Royals all time. Atlanta Braves is 89. So, I did keep that bolded up there. Let you make the call. Hopefully you made the right call. It was the standout stat. And then Rockies and Giants. Giants looked good to go yesterday. Mostly because of Samardzija with the 38 riddle. Again, those 38s in Colorado. And we talked about how if the Giants won yesterday and today, they'd be 35-43 at home. Rockies 35, Colorado 43. We see that happen a lot when teams are playing an opponent where their record can land that way, paying tribute to the city or state and the team nickname. The Athletics and Angels was tight yesterday. You had a good riddle for Montas to win. You had the prime number relationship for Oakland. But Heaney for the Angels also had a riddle to win. We talked about how the A's should win today and tomorrow against the Mariners. I do like that a lot. And we talked about how if the A's won yesterday and today, which I fully expect them to win today, they'd get their 96th win on the day, leaving 96 days left in the year, which is a number that pays tribute to Freemasonry, which again is pretty much who's responsible for all of this rigging by this system. So A's had the slight lean. They got it done. Close game. Dodgers and Padres. Had the Padres won, you would have got the Los Angeles tribute in the record. But now that they lost, it looks like we could get the Padres tribute. So Dodgers are a team that break riddles. The only other team that breaks more riddles than the Dodgers, or argumentatively, is the Yankees. And, of course, they have two of the top records. So Padres couldn't quite upset the Dodgers. And then Astros looked golden yesterday. They won 3-0. So, again, a lot more winners than losers. Still could have been a better day. A lot of close reads yesterday. So hopefully you chose wisely. That was the advice. Be selective. Okay, so we got a game here starting in a half hour. And here's what I see. Again, if the Brewers win, they're going to be 89-70, and they're going to Denver, Colorado to play next. Colorado Rockies equals 89, Denver, Colorado equals 70, and with regards to 70, Cincinnati Reds equals 70, so they could stay on 70 losses versus the Reds. If the Brewers win, hold on, I gotta take this call real quick. Hello? Yes. So I gotta give you another card. All right, give me 1 second. Okay. All right, pause 1 minute. I'll be right back, everybody. Take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back. Sorry, I'm in the middle of my work right now. Okay, are you ready? So it's a Visa card. And it can be a debit or a credit. Okay. Okay. So the number is 41. All right, apologies for that. Sorry, that was part of the website team. They need me to pay for something, and anyway, apologies. Okay, let's get back on track. All right. Okay, so the Brewers at Reds games, which starts in 30 minutes. We were talking about how if the Brewers won, they'd go in with this perfect record for the next opponent, and they'd stay on 70 losses, which connects to Cincinnati Reds in the most pure cipher. And if they went into Colorado 40-38, you notice how they'd keep that 38 in their away record, the big number with Colorado. It would also give them a chance to sweep Colorado and get to 43-38 because Colorado equals 43-38. So that all looks really strong. If the Reds don't win, they'll stay on 73 wins. Milwaukee Brewers is 73. They'd stay on 41 home wins as well. You know, Milwaukee has the M on the cap. M's the 13th letter. 41's the 13th prime. So, with regards to the pitchers, Chase Anderson, he can get his 8th win of the season. Remember, Reds is 19 in the most pure cipher, which is the 8th prime. So, good team to get the 8th win against. His career record, nothing really jumps out. And hold on, I wrote the wrong thing here. I think they're supposed to say he's 3-1 in Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken. Shoot, I think I wrote the wrong thing there. Hold on, let me just verify that is true. I'm pretty sure I meant to write he's 3-1 in Cincinnati. Hold on, let me go down here to the Cincinnati Stadium. Yeah, he's 3-1 in Cincinnati. That's what I meant to write. 8 starts, 3.64 ERA. So he's pitched well there. He could get to 4-1, which is kind of like 41 the 13th prime. Now Castillo, who's on the mound for the Reds, he's the Reds' best pitcher. He's a tough guy to go against. He's 15-7 for the season. If he won, he would get his 16th win. Milwaukee is 53 the 16th prime, so he has a little narrative. He's 28-26 for the season. We do have the 29-date numerology. Could get his 29th win on the 29 date. And, you know, those are the two narratives that I could see for the Reds. But just looking at the overall team head-to-head records and how much sense it makes with the Brewers, plus the fact that it makes sense for the Brewers pitcher, I'm leaning Brewers in this one for sure. Caller?
Hey, Zach. I wanted to, that Brewers and Reds game, it was something on the surface that you missed. Because, you know, the day's the 74th date, right?
Oh, the Reds can get the 74th win on the 74 date. I meant to cover that, yeah? You're right about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're right about that, yeah. All right, good call.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Yeah, the Reds could get the 74th win on the 74 date numerology. That is very true. But again, they can stay on 73 versus the Milwaukee Brewers 73. And again, it sets the Brewers up perfectly for Colorado if they win. How many teams do we see going to Colorado with a 38 on the board? So, to me, those are the strongest clues. Castillo does make me a little bit, you know. The money must be going on Milwaukee because this line's come down since I got up this morning. Cincinnati was a bigger favorite earlier. Okay. So for the rest of these games, I have all the team head-to-head and the date numerology plugged in, but I have to go through and I have to plug in each pitcher's information. I wasn't done with that yet. So let's go through it. Let's get the pitcher stats. And if you don't want to watch me decode the pitcher stats and you just want to come back at the end, we will review everything, go over it one more time, but for now, gonna plug in the numbers that we need. So Smelter's 1-2 for season and career. So not a lot of information to go off of here with the Twins pitcher. And let's see. Away, he's 0-1, 2 starts, 5.4 ERA. So we can plug in. He is 0-1 away, 2 starts. 5.40 ERA. And has he faced the Tigers yet? Never faced the Tigers. So first game versus Tigers. So the thing about the Tigers today, just on the surface though, is if they win, they'd get their 47th win, and Minnesota would stay on 47 wins versus the AL Central. So both teams could have 47 hit today if the Tigers got the W. And remember, if Detroit wins today, they're going to be 3-7 at home. Detroit's 37. So that's something to think about. If Detroit won, the Twins would become 13-6 versus the Tigers, 13 the 6th prime. And let me make sure there's no 136 connection. I don't believe there is. Okay. So, if Smelter lost being 1-3 for this, well, I could make an argument either way. Twins is 22, TC's 13. But the Tigers have the date numerology on their side, that's for sure. Now Zimmerman, we talked about how he's 1-12, and Comerica Park equals 113. So that's concerning. Maybe he doesn't get the decision. Whoops. Okay, that's right. So let's plug in Zimmerman's numbers. He's 95-90 for his career. And, you know, while I'm doing this, you guys can use the MLB cheat sheet. Just see if there's anything I skip. His next loss is 91. Detroit's 91. He could pick it up in Detroit. So we just saw Phillip Rivers get his 91st career loss in Detroit a couple weeks ago. Today does leave 96 days in the year. Could get his 96th win as well. Okay, so Zimmerman, what else has he got? Get his career splits here. He is 53 and 47 at home. Now we have the lesser date numerology of 47, or excuse me, we have the lesser date numerology of 54, and we have 47 date numerology. Zimmerman is 53 and 47 at home, 54 date numerology, 47 date numerology. So that's interesting. He's 37 and 41 in the second half. And that's interesting because Minnesota equals 38. Guess I should have went deeper on his numbers yesterday. Let's see what he's done against the Twins. He's 4 and 5 versus the Twins. It's tricky because Minneapolis is 55 and Michigan's 46. Oh, can't type. All right, and pitching in Detroit. He's 14 and 25 at his stadium. All right, so it's the 26th of the month, and 47 date numerology, 15th prime. So, the Tigers' best narrative, I would say, is right there, the date numerology and becoming 3 and 7 at home, because that's a big number with Detroit. They're facing one of the weaker Twins pitchers, so it's not out of the question. I'm worried about Zimmerman becoming 1 and 13 in Comerica Park, though. So that's the concern. All right, Red Sox at Rangers. Again, without even doing the pitchers, I'm just filling the Red Sox here because if they win, they're going to get to 5 and 2 versus the Rangers. We said at the beginning of the series it looked good for the Red Sox to do this. They could follow the date numerology each day. If the Red Sox win today, they'll get their 47th away win on the 47 date, plus Arlington equals 47. And they would improve to 5 and 2 versus the Rangers, Texas Rangers 52. So I like that, but let's check out what the pitchers show us. Travis Lakins. All right, let's see. Lakins is 0-1 for season and career. And has he pitched away or at home? He's 0-0 away, 1 start, 7.27 ER. Caller?
Don't forget it's 26 days to the start of the World Series too. If you want to look at that, Zach, like see if somebody getting 26 today with 26 days to the World Series.
Okay, today's 26 days on. That's a good observation. On the 26th.
Yankees 26, but they're not playing today, are they?
Yeah, I think they play tomorrow. But yeah, you're right about that. Yep, 26 days to the World Series. Okay. Did you notice any 26s today?
Huh?
Did you notice any? Did you notice any 26? I see the Twins could get their. The Twins could get their 26th away loss. Huh.
Yeah. So who the Twins playing?
The Tigers.
The Tigers.
It would make sense if they lost because they'd stay on those 98 wins too, and Detroit's 98. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I see. It's 26 days to the World Series. So, is there any team that came in today with 101 wins or 101 losses?
I'm gonna have to go back through it. I don't think so. I don't remember seeing that number.
Okay. Or somebody got 100 wins, they get their 101st win today. 101, 26 prime.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, I was actually looking for the 101 thing. So yeah, that one's not up there.
Yeah. Who you like tonight, man?
For football?
Yeah.
Well, I still got to do more work on it, but I'm thinking the riddle just might be right there on the surface with the 40 and the 13 and the two teams' record since TNF's 40 and 13. We already saw Rodgers pick up 140 this year on TNF.
Yeah, I like Green Bay, man.
Yeah, that's the way the 40-13 thing would go. So.
Yeah. So, all right, man. I'm gonna let you get back to the baseball, Decode, but I'm gonna look for you.
All right, yeah, I'll be back with football. All right, later, man.
All right, man. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Okay, so that's one other thing about the Twins is if they lose today, they stay on the 98 wins. Detroit's 98. Part of the reason we identified them at the beginning of the series to win 2 out of 3. So they've already won there too. All right, so this Latkins guy, not a lot to go off of. Let's check out how Mike Minor's done at home and versus the Red Sox. So Minor, let's see. Minor is 13-10 for season. Minor is 69-60 for career. And Minor is 25-18 with Texas. 26th of the month, so that's one thing to consider, that he could get his 26th win with Texas. Minor is 31-24 in AL. Boston does equal 31 and 32, so if he stayed on it or picked it up, it could make a little bit of sense. Let's see here. Minor, let's see. Minor is 35-29 at home. We got the 29 date numerology. And he's 32-32 in the second half, so it could go either way. Let's see, Boston. 1-3 versus Boston. And that's 5 starts, a 3.44 ERA. So he hasn't pitched that bad against them, just hasn't got the W's. And he's 11-9 in Texas. 9 in Texas. All right, so again, Red Sox got the date numerology on their side. They got the head-to-head record riddle in their favor. This Latkins guy, there's so little information that it's hard to assess anything from him. Minor has a couple things that could go in his favor, but still, just the team records overall look favorable for Boston. So patterns that often follow through a series, if they are going to break, they typically break in the last game. That's one other thought that could go against Boston. If you've already won with them the last 2 days, maybe you just sit on your earnings. But I'm still leaning Boston despite the young pitcher they got on the mound because of the date numerology and because of the head-to-head record. I still think those are the best indicators. All right, Dodgers at Padres. If the Dodgers didn't win today, they'd stay on 47 wins versus the NL West. San Diego also has that 47 Gematria. Kershaw's on the mound. And I see that the Dodgers are at 43 away wins. Dodgers are at 43 away wins. San Diego equals 43. It's possible they could stay there. However, the Padres' next loss is 89, and Los Angeles Dodgers is 89. And then again, their next home win is 37. Los Angeles is 37. Their next home loss is 45. Dodgers 45. So that's tricky right there. Padres next home loss is 89. Los Angeles Dodgers equals 89. Padres, but not. It's actually just next loss. Next loss. Padres next home win is 37. Los Angeles is 37. Padres next home loss is 45. Dodgers is 45. So yeah, that's definitely a tongue twister there. The Padres are 6-12 versus the Dodgers this year. If the Dodgers won, they'd be 13-6 versus the Padres. 13 is the sixth prime. LA's 13. The Padres are 2-6 at home. It's tough because with the reduction ciphers, Padres is 27 and 36. So let's look at the pitchers and see if the final clue is in there. Kershaw is 15-5 for season. And let me just check Petco Park real quick. Petco Park. All right, let's get the Kershaw stats. All right, so Kershaw 15-5 for the season. Kershaw is 168-74 for career. Now San Diego does equal 74 if he stayed on that. And let's see. Kershaw is 75-38 away. There's another San Diego number. San Diego's 38 in the most pure cipher, so we could stay on the 38 away losses as well. And 77-30 in the second half. It's not going to fit in. Let's see. Padres. He's 20-6 versus the Padres. It's tricky. 21's the sixth triangular number. If it was 20-7, it would look a bit like 27 Padres, 27. It's going to be... He has 38 starts and a 2.03 ERA, so he definitely has a history of pitching very well against them. Let's see what he's done at Petco. He's 8-2 at Petco. Kershaw is 8-2 at Petco Park. Now, I know San Diego Padres does have that 83 connection. Yeah, that one's tough. That one is tough. Yeah, I'd look for a better game. Padres would be a nice payout, though. I'd think about the Padres as a parlay multiplier today. Padres definitely have a shot again. They keep having a shot, though. So, parlay multiplier type of game, I'd say. All right, Rockies and Giants. Let's see here. Freeland is 3-11 for season. Let's get the rest of his stats up here. So we got the 29 date numerology, if you could stay on it. And let's see here. He is 13-15 away. And he's 12-10 in the second half. It's not going to help us out. His record versus the Giants. He's 6-3 versus the Giants. All right. Colorado Rockies does equal 73. Okay. See what he's done in San Francisco. He's 1-2 in San Francisco. And check out the other pitcher here. We got Tyler Beede. Caller?
Yeah, what's going on, Zach? It's Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Zach, I'm thinking, is this a clue? Twins and Yankees is tied for most homers as a team, 299. Is that do that get us like a clue for what's going to go on in the playoffs?
Well, I'm gonna have to think about that one more. I'm sure there is. If they're tied at that enormous number of home runs, there's definitely a riddle there. So
yeah, as a team, so they both of them as a race for 300. They've been talking about it all last night and this morning.
So that might be a clue to something that's might be in the playoffs or something.
So the Twins are playing today, and the Yankees aren't. So the Twins could beat the Yankees to it by hitting a home run today.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to think about that one. I'm sure there is something going on there. So.
Okay.
All right,
That's
appreciate
all
it. All right, thanks, Chris.
You're welcome, man.
All right, see you. Okay, so I'm just looking at the numbers on 300. Those don't factor in with the Tigers today. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that one more. All right. So Bede, he's 5-10 for the season. He's 5-11 for his career. His prime numbers, 11 the fifth prime. And let's see his record at home. Bede is 1-4 at home. So what that makes me think of is Colorado Rockies is 89, the 24th prime. But we also have the 47 date numerology, the 15th prime if you fell to 1-5. Bede is 3-7 in the second half, and two ways to look at that. Colorado's 38, but you also got the 47 date numerology. And let's see, what's he done against the Rockies so far? Bede is 0-2 versus the Rockies. One start, so one of those was not a start. 11.12 ERA, and maybe those were in Colorado. So he's played his 2 games in Colorado. So those games were in Colorado. Okay. Harder place to pitch. All right, so in that one, the Rockies do have the date numerology in their favor. They could get the 29th away win on the 29 date numerology. The Giants are 5-4 versus the Rockies this year. Rockies does have that 46 Gematria as well. If the Rockies lost, they would be 4-6 versus the Giants in San Francisco. And again, if the Giants won, their home record would be a perfect tribute to the Rockies. They'd be 35-43. Rockies is 35. Colorado's 43. So the team record makes more sense to me with the Giants win, but looking at Freeland, he's got some things that could go in his favor, and Bede can make an argument for him either way. I don't like how the 3-8 shows up for Bede, because besides Colorado equaling 38, Giants also equals 38. That's the other thing to consider. All right, so let's just keep pushing through, and let's look at as many games as we can here, if we can figure out what the smartest picks are. So Phillies at Nationals. Nationals can pick up the 47th home win today on the 47 date numerology in Washington, D.C., the land of 47. Do it against Bryce Harper, who left the Nationals for the Phillies. And I see if Vargas lost, he'd be 7-9. Philadelphia's 79. Strasburg could get his 18th win of the season. Philadelphia's 61, the 18th prime. So just all that stuff on the surface is making some sense. And Phillies equals 90. The Nationals can get the 90th win as well. Nationals can pick up 90th win. Whoops. Phillies equals 90. So just everything on the surface looks good for the Nationals in that game. Let's do it here real quick. Vargas is 7-8 for season. Philadelphia equals 79. Get his stats up here. Vargas is 99 and 98 for career. Interesting numbers. All right. Vargas is 44 and 53 away. And 39 and 52 in second half. Not going to help us. Versus the Nationals. 1 and 3 versus the Nationals. And how about pitching in Washington? He's 0-0, 1 start, 3.18 ERA, so nothing crucial in terms of information. Caller?
Zach, sorry about it, brother. I know these early games are early, and I'm just hoping you could probably go over the early games one more time.
Yeah, okay, so like we talked about yesterday, if the Brewers win today, they're going to be 89 and 70. They're going to stay on 70 losses. Cincinnati Reds is 70. They play the Colorado Rockies next. Colorado Rockies is 89. Denver, Colorado's 70. So they'd go in with a perfect record. Plus they'd stay on those 38 away losses, that big Colorado number. And if the Brewers swept the Rockies and beat the Reds today, they'd be 43 and 38 away. Colorado's 43 and 38. So looking at the Brewers' record, to me, they have a strong narrative to win today and go into Colorado and do some damage. If the Reds lost today, they'd stay on 73 wins. Milwaukee Brewers equals 73. They'd stay on 41 home wins, 41 the 13th prime. We know the Brewers wear the M, the 13th letter on their cap. So looking at the team records, things look good for the Brewers. The concern is the Reds could get their 74th win on the 74 date numerology, something to consider. And Castillo, so for the starting pitchers, Chase Anderson can get his 8th win of the season. Reds equals 19, the 8th prime. That's the Brewers pitcher, so that would make sense for him. The concern, though, is the Reds pitcher, Castillo. He could get his 16th win. Milwaukee equals 53, the 16th prime. So Castillo has a little riddle, but to me, more lines up for the Brewers. Makes sense for them to go into Colorado, 89 and 70 in my opinion. And then the Twins and Tigers game, I think the Tigers got a shot at an upset here. They can get the 47th win on the 47 date numerology. They can keep the Twins at 98 wins. Detroit's 98. The Twins would also stay on 47 wins versus the AL Central if they lost.
Yeah, it looks like a 47 would come if the Tigers won, too, so there's two 47s.
Exactly. The Tigers would get the 47th win, and the Twins would stay on 47 wins versus the AL Central. Plus, the Twins would stay on the 98, and that's a Detroit number. My concern with that game is the pitcher for the Tigers, Zimmerman. If he lost, he'd be 1-13 for the season. Comerica Park, where he pitches, is 1-13. But if you look at the date numerology, his home record, he could get his 54th win on the 54 date and stay on 47 losses on the 47 date. He can also get his 96th career win on the day leaving 96 days left in the year. He can get his 38th win in the second half. Minnesota equals 38. So the Tigers got an upset. And plus, the line just doesn't seem right. It seems like the Minnesota's not a big enough favorite here. So.
What do you think about the Red Sox and the Dodgers game?
So Red Sox, I'm sticking with the thought that just like we said, if they won 3 in a row at the beginning of the series, they'd get to 5-2 versus the Rangers. Texas Rangers equals 52, so they're 1 win from doing it. If they win today, they get their 47th away win on the 47 date. And Dodgers and Padres, I don't like that game very much. I don't like that one.
All right, thank you, Zach.
Yeah, no problem. All right, see you. Okay, so Rockies, Giants, I think that's where we were. Is that where we were? Or no, I was into the Phillies-Nationals game. Phillies-Nationals, that's where we were. Okay, so the Nationals can get the 47th home win on the 47 date. They can pick up the 90th win of the season, Phillies 90. So both of those things are very encouraging for the Nationals. Vargas could fall to 7-9 for the year, Philadelphia 79. And we were looking at Strasburg. So Strasburg is 17-6 for the season. His next win is 18. Philadelphia equals 61, the 18th prime. Okay, so let's look at his stats more. Strasburg. is 111 and 58 for his career. And his splits. Let's see. Strasburg is 52 and 29 at home, so we can stay on those 29 losses on the 29 date numerology. Strasburg is 45 and 21 in the second half. Which numbers don't really matter. He's 13 and 2 versus the Phillies. 26 starts, 2.62 ERA. And let's see. Okay, yeah, so it's all in agreement. Let me see if all right, but yeah, the date numerology supports the Nationals. The head-to-head record makes sense with a Nationals win. Vargas makes sense with a loss. Strasburg makes sense with a win. So I'd say this looks like Washington's a huge old favorite though, aren't they? So it's not a great payout, but the riddle is strong. Okay, Cubs and Pirates. Can the Cubs lose 9 in a row? Because Cubs equals 9. We've seen a lot of losing streaks, winning streaks end at 8. Again, it's 2019. 19's the 8th prime. Cubs did lose that 8th in a row yesterday. So, if the Cubs lost today, they would get the 47th away loss on the 47 date, plus Pirates equals 47. So you have the date numerology and the appropriate opponent gematria. There's some other things to consider there. All right, let's look at the pitchers. Quintana. All right. Quintana is 13 and 8 first season. Quintana is 83 and 76 for career. Pittsburgh equals 58. And then if you use the exceptions, it equals 67, also 76. So, could stay on those 76 losses. All right, let's see. Pittsburgh is... all right, hold on. Quintana is 41 and 40 away. And Quintana is 41 and 28 in second half. We have the 29 date numerology if he picked up his 29th loss. And versus the Pirates. Wow, he has a good history against the Pirates. Quintana is 5 and 1 versus Pirates. Again, 61, 18th prime number. Cubs has that 18 connection. Okay, so he has a good history. And 10 starts, 3.14 ERA, Pi. All right, let's see. What about in Pittsburgh? He's 1-0 in Pittsburgh, 1 start, 7 innings pitched, no runs allowed. He is 1-0. Caller?
Hey, what up, Zach?
What's up, man?
Hey, so Mike Trout, he put a tweet, "Fly Eagles fly," so you know who he's rooting for. But
is he from there? Is he from Philadelphia?
I don't know. I'm not too. I was doing some research, and so I just saw that recent tweet, and so that's one thing. I'm liking the Packers anyway, but that's one thing. And you remember the Skaggs
what happened to him, all that stuff, the Skags.
Uh-huh.
So, All-Star game, Mike Trout, he wears the number 45 in honor of the pitcher, right?
Right.
So, fast forward a couple months, he does not even finish the season-ending foot surgery.
Right.
So, it's just, how things happen. I mean, unfortunately, huh?
Sure.
But, what time you going to do the football?
I'm going to start the football, I think, around 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern, so we can go over all the players and everything before the game, all the fantasy analysis, and get as much information out there as possible.
All right. Got it. All right. That's all I got.
All right. Thanks, Izzy. See you.
All right. Bye.
All right. So Musgrove is 10-12 for the season. Musgrove is 27-33 for career. And let's see. At home, he's 14-19. And 14-15 in second half. That's not going to help us. Versus the Cubs. It's 2-2 versus the Cubs. Let's see. 6 starts, 1.47 ERA. So he's definitely pitched well against them. Let's see. All right, he's 8-12 in Pittsburgh. Okay. So this one is a little bit tricky because we've seen so many streaks end at 8 this year, but I wonder if the Cubs, because Cubs equals 9, if they might lose 9 straight. Again, if the Cubs did lose, they would pick up their 47th away loss on the 47 date numerology, and Pirates equals 47. And let's see, who do they face next? St. Louis Cardinals. So they would go into St. Louis on those 47 losses as well, and St. Louis is 47. So let me add that here. St. Louis equals 47. Who Cubs play next? At St. Louis. Okay. Let me see who the Pirates play next. Pirates got the Reds next. 67's the 19th prime. Reds is 19. I've seen a lot of 67 happen with the Reds this year as well. I think Cincinnati Reds equals... Am I making this up? Does Cincinnati Reds equal 92? It does. The Cubs' next loss is... Or the Pirates' next loss is 92. Alright, hold on. Pirates play Reds next. Cincinnati Reds equals 92. Their next loss is number 92. So you could make an argument either way for the teams going in on the respective record that syncs up with the next opponent. Pirates are on 67 wins, 19th prime. Reds equals 19. So yeah, that it is a little bit tricky. Again, a lot of teams have ended their streaks at 8, but Cubs are the only team in the league in the most pure cipher that sums to 9. So date numerology is on the Pirates' side. All right, let's keep moving for now. Marlins at Mets. Again, can the Mets stay on 211 losses versus the Marlins all time on the 47 date, 211, the 47th prime? The Mets are 13-5 versus Miami. 13's the 6th prime. Again, if the Mets don't lose, they'll stay on 32 home losses. Marlins equals 32. So, let's look at the pitchers here. Yamamoto is 4-5 for season. I think that's in career. It's his first year. And let's see. Yamamoto is 2-2 away. And let's see. Yamamoto is 1-5 in second half. So not pitching well down the stretch. Versus the Mets. It's 0-1 versus the Mets. One start, 6.00 ERA. And has he pitched? Yeah, he has. So that game was at New York. Okay. And he's going up against Zach Wheeler, is that right? Yeah, Zach Wheeler. Okay. So I see Wheeler could get his 45th career win. Miami's 45. Wheeler is 11-7 for season. Wheeler is 44-37 for career. Miami is 45. So Miami Marlins, good opponent for that 45th career win. And let's see. Wheeler is 25. No, hold on. 19-22 at home. Losing record at home. He's better away than at home. And he's 24-10 in the second half. Not going to help us. Marlins. Wheeler is 7-2 versus Marlins. 13 starts, 1.77 ERA. So very good stats against that team. And he's even dominated them in Miami. So he's 4-2 at home, 3-0 at Miami. Just thinking about that. Okay. I like that he can get his 45th career win, and then I like that the Mets can stay on those 211 losses on the 47-day. Biggest concern is right here, just the prime number relationship with 13 and 6. Okay. So I'm leaning that way in that one. Just sticking with the initial thought about the Mets only losing one game in this series, so that 2-11-47 thing could happen. I wonder if Yamamoto could get a no decision to stay on that 4-5. Again, Miami's 45. Make sure I'm not missing anything. The Mets record right now is 45-32. Miami 45, Marlins 32. So I guess one thing for the Marlins is they could get their 26th away win on the 26th, but I'll jot it down. I still like the Mets riddle better. Again, Wheeler, perfect opponent for the 45th career win. Date numerology supports his team. All right, Indians at White Sox. So where do we go today? I see if the Indians pitcher lost, he would be 3-4. Indians is 34 on the most pure cipher, but it has the 43 connection as well. All right, so Savell is, it's 3-3 for season. Cleveland's 33. All right, get some more of his stats here. All right, Savell. Let's see. Seville is 1-2 away. And it's 2-3 in the second half. And we know Cleveland has that 33 connection. And let's see, versus the White. Whoops. Whoa, what just happened? That was weird. Alright, versus the White Sox. He's 1-0 versus the White Sox. One start, 1.80 ERA. Okay. Let's see. So C's is 4-7 for season. Now that's incriminating because if he loses, he's 4-8. Cleveland's 48. White Sox also has that 48 connection. So C's could fall to 4-8 versus Cleveland. White Sox, if you use the exception, is also 57, but Cleveland's 48. Okay, let's see. He is, okay. C's is 2-4 at home. Indians does have the 34 connection, so now we got teeter-totter. C's is 3-7 in second half. We got the 47 date numerology. Indians equals 47 as well. And what's he done against the Indians? 0-0 against the Indians. One start, 5.40 ERA. So, with regards to the head-to-head record, if the White Sox lost, they'd be 10-9 versus Cleveland, kind of like 109, which is the 29th prime. We have the 29 date numerology today. They're 5-3 at home. Again, Chicago's 35. We saw that yesterday. It's just neither team has a connection to 63 or 36 or 54 or 45. Well, I guess Illinois is 45. I guess Illinois is the 45 thing. But, so Seville, you can make an argument both ways, and same with C's. White Sox pretty big underdogs. Their next home win is 37. Let's see, do they have any more home games this year? Because them finishing on 37 home wins would make a lot of sense. Oh, they got Detroit next at home. Detroit's 37 as well. 4-game stand. Maybe the White Sox finish with 39 home wins this year because Tigers and White Sox have the 39 connection. So do the White Sox start that series on Detroit with 37 wins? Or do they pick it up against Detroit? If they didn't win, they'd stay on... if the White Sox didn't win today, they'd stay on 69 wins to host the Tigers. Tigers is 69, I believe. Or never mind, I'm wrong about that. Hold on, I take it back. But I know that it is 39 like White Sox. And both Detroit 37 and Chicago 37 in the most pure cipher. All right. What else could I consider? All right, let me jot this note down. White Sox host Tigers next. Detroit equals 37. Chicago equals 37. White Sox next home win is number 37. Okay. Yeah, that game. That's a tough one. White Sox would be a nice payout, but definitely they don't got a one-way street. All right, Astros and Angels. Astros big favorites. The date numerology is very favorable to the Astros today. The Angels could stay on 29 wins versus the AL West. The Astros could stay on 54 losses, and the Astros can pick up their 54th win versus the AL West. So all the date numerology is favorable to the Astros. Notice the Astros come in with 104 wins. Angels 104. Keep seeing this riddle with the Astros and Angels in 104. And let's see. If the Angels didn't win today, they'd stay on 29 home wins all time versus the Astros on the 29 date numerology. And it does look like there's a chance that they could split today and tomorrow. If the Angels didn't win today, tomorrow would have 30 date numerology. If they split today and tomorrow, the Astros would become 5-3 in Los Angeles. Los Angeles 53. So there's that. Let's look a little bit more here at the pitcher stats. And then we're almost to my favorite game of the day. All right, let's see. Wade Miley. All right. Miley is 14-6 for season. So remember, we have the 47 date numerology. That's the 15th prime if he got his 15th win. Miley is 85-82 for career. So Los Angeles Angels is 85. He comes in with the 85 to face him. And Miley is 42-45 in AL. LA Angels is 46. And let's see. So he's 43-44 away. Miley is 43-44 away. And he's 39-38 in the second half. Doesn't really connect. Angels. He's 5-1 versus the Angels. Okay. 7 starts. 2.95 ERA. And see what he's done at this ballpark. He's 2-0 at this ballpark. Miley is 2-0 at LAA. 3 starts. 2.29 ERA. Okay, and he's facing Berea. I see that Berea could fall to 4-11. Okay. Berea can get his 20th career loss too, and Astros is 20. Berea is 4-10 for season. Berea is 14-19 for career. Astros equals 20. Again, we do have the 47 date numerology, the 15th prime, but picking up that 20th loss versus the Astros for his career makes sense. Let's see. He's 6-8 at home. And 6-11 in the second half against the Astros. He's 1-3 versus the Astros. Remember, LA is 13-14. He became 1-4. Okay. So that 20th career loss would be fitting. Perfect opponent for that. Date numerology very supportive of the Astros. Good chance the Angels do split today and tomorrow, though. And with that in mind, let's take a peek at tomorrow's game. Reds are up on the Brewers early. Okay. Where's tomorrow's game? So you got Sandoval tomorrow, who could improve to 1-3. LA 13. See what else he's got for his stats. That's it. Just 0-3, huh? So not a lot. Urquidy. Two pitchers tomorrow with not a lot to go off of. Anyway, the reason that they could split today and tomorrow again is if the Astros won today and lost tomorrow, they'd be 5-3 at Los Angeles. Los Angeles 53. And then tomorrow we'll have 30-date numerology, and the Angels would have a chance at their 30th home win on the 30-date versus the Astros all time. So the most standout stat today, besides the date numerology, which is all supportive of the Astros, is Berea getting his 20th career loss versus the Astros. And I should also note that if Miley improved to 3-0 in Los Angeles, don't forget that Los Angeles, CA is 113, the 30th prime. So those are those thoughts. And then the Athletics and Mariners series. I really like the Athletics to win today and tomorrow. If they win today, they become 9-7 versus the Mariners. Mariners 97, Athletics 97, Oakland Athletics 97. Again, the first game of this year of the entire MLB season was Mariners and Athletics on the 79th day of the year, and the Mariners won that game 9-7. And then if the A's win tomorrow, they'll be 10-7, and Seattle's 107. Both numbers that play. So I fully expect that to happen. Also, if the Mariners drop the next two games at home, they'll become 3-4 at home versus the Athletics. Athletics is 34 and 43. Mariners is also 43. From the Athletics perspective, they'd be 4-3 in Seattle. All right, let me get the pitcher information up here just to be thorough. But those head-to-head records, I fully expect them to come through. All right, so Fires is 15-4 for season. Now there is something to think about there. Oakland Athletics is 155. I know that. Okay. Oakland Athletics is 155. Okay. Thursday, man. So often Thursdays are this way. It's just like, God, everything is conflicted on Thursday. But the head-to-head record, I don't see how that's not going to come through. All right. Fires 69 and 59 for career. Caller?
Hey Zach, you still on the game for tomorrow when you put the pictures in for the Seattle and Athletics game?
For tomorrow's game?
Yeah, you still looking at? Because I don't think Sears is pitching today. I forgot what the guy's name is that's pitching for the again.
Oh, I see. I'm on tomorrow. All right, thank God for that, man. All right, I see what you're saying. I'm on the wrong day. Okay, all right, that makes things a lot better. I was like, man, I didn't want to see that. Okay. All right, appreciate that. Thank you.
Right.
All right, thanks, man. All right, yeah, good save right there. Okay, so we don't have to worry about Fires today, but actually, that's something to think about tomorrow. Okay, so that's tomorrow. Hold on. We got Manea on the mound today. Manea is 3-0 first season. All right, let's see. All right, Manea is 34 and 28 for career. So we do have the 29-date numerology, but still, I'm liking that head-to-head record a lot more. Let's see. Manea is 16 and 16 away. Manea is 15 and 12 in second half. Let's see, Mariners. It's 5-4 versus the Mariners. Okay. And let's see. All right, Manea is 2-4 at Seattle. So Athletics is 34, right? And then the other thought is Athletics equals 97, the 25th prime. Okay. All right, and then the other pitcher, is King Felix, who's not the king anymore. All right, let's see. Caller?
Hey, I just wanted to say, I mentioned it yesterday, but if the Oakland wins today, then they'll be at 96 wins.
On the day leaving 96 days left in the year, right?
And then the White Sox, if they're to lose today, they'll stick on 69 wins, which is basically the reflection of 96.
Right, that's true.
And then, I don't know, I could be looking too deep into this one, but if the Astros if they win today, they'll have 105 wins, and they'll still be at 54 losses. You add up 5 and 4, that's 9. You add up 5 and 1, that's 6. So that's kind of like 6. That's kind of like 6-9, opposite of 96. But I don't know, that's kind of deep. So
sure, you're just doing the numerology.
Yeah. So on the surface, but I just thought I'd mention that.
Sure, if they win for their overall record, they'd be 105 and 54, which breaks down to 6 and 9 as well. So
yeah, more reflection. So
yeah,
surface level stuff, but I just thought I'd mention it.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Have a great day.
See you. Okay, but yeah, that date numerology was real supportive for the Astros, and Berea getting that 20th career loss versus the Astros. Those seem like the most likely numbers to hit there. Would be nice to take the Angels, though, if they had a good riddle for the upset. So, again, use your own brain. All right, King Felix, 169 and 135 for career. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. He is 91 and 64 at home. And Oakland Athletics equals 56. And if you use the rule for S, 65. So he could get his 65th career home loss to the Athletics. He's 71 and 68 in the second half. Now let's see. 26 and 14 versus the A's. Hernandez is 26 and 14 versus A's. 26th of the month. 47 date numerology, 15th prime. So, again, to me, the strongest thing here is that these teams are in the division. They've had 97 riddles already this year. I don't see how the 97 doesn't come through. Oakland to improve to 9 and 7 versus the Mariners. Mariners 97, Athletics 97, Oakland Athletics 97. And I am thinking that they'll probably go to 10 and 7 tomorrow, but I'm going to have to look at that now that I'm aware of Fear's record. So Manea does have some things here that could go either way, but I'm focused on that head-to-head record. I know 97 is a big number with both these teams. And the only way that plays is if the A's beat the Mariners. So, and the other thing I'm wondering is, do the A's finish the season on 97 wins? Would make a lot of sense, right? Both teams have the 97 connection. So, caller?
Hey, what up, Zach?
Hey, what's up, man?
In reference to the earlier caller who was talking about syncing the date numerology with the uniform numbers of the players, I found out this site that might be helpful to everyone. It's called Baseball Reference. If you Google 2019 uniform numbers, Baseball Reference, it'll come up, and it has every number, and it'll tell you which players have that number, and you can look all the players who had number 1 or number 2 or number 3. And I was looking at it, and number 0, only one player happened to have that, and it's from the New York Yankees.
I see that. Adam Ottavino. I bet they have this on Football Reference too. Yeah, that's a great thought there. Thank you, Izzy.
No problem. No problem. Who knows? I haven't further checked along, but
All right.
they might have it. All right.
All right, appreciate it. Just linked in the
No
chat.
problem.
Thanks, Izzy. All right, take care,
All
man.
right. Bye.
Yeah, so that is a good thing to keep in mind, on dates with the numerology on the 26th of the month, So here's all your number 26s. Okay, so let's review the games again real quick. The thoughts for the day. The Reds are up early in this game. I'm personally leaning Brewers. A lot of ball game left. The Reds' riddle to win would be to get the 74th win on the 74 date numerology, but the reason I favor the Brewers is because you can't do it through the head-to-head record. You can make an argument either way. I favor the Brewers because if they win, they're going to go into the Colorado Rockies series with the perfect record. And they're going to stay on those 38 away losses to go into Colorado, where 38 shows up all the time with Colorado. Castillo did have a little riddle to win, but so did Chase Anderson, the Brewers pitcher. Right now, Castillo has the advantage, but a whole lot of baseball game left. So for me, it was mostly about the next opponent. Also, if the Reds lose, they stay on those 73 wins. Milwaukee Brewers 73. If the Brewers win, they stay on those 70 losses. Cincinnati Reds 70. Twins at Tigers. Game just got underway. Tigers have a shot at getting the 47th win of the season on the 47 date numerology. If they did win, Minnesota would stay on 47 wins versus the AL Central. Minnesota would also stay on 98 total wins, and Detroit equals 98. If Detroit wins, they'll be 3-7 at home for the year. Detroit's 37. So Zimmerman, he has some things going for him and against him. He's a teeter-totter. But if Tigers do prevail, they would be a nice little payout today. The Red Sox and the Rangers. Again, we talked about how before this series began, if the Red Sox swept, they would follow the date numerology, and they would become 5-2 versus the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers 52, number that hits all the time in Texas Rangers series. So we're 2-0 in this series. If the Red Sox win today, we should be 3-0. But I'll remind people, Thursday is often a weird day of the week. We've had plenty of good Thursdays, but we've also had some real mediocre Thursdays. Sometimes it's the day where just like the riddles seem to miss. So I'm leaning Red Sox here. They got the date numerology in their favor. 47th win on the 47 date away. Arlington also equals 47. Again, getting to 5-2. Mike Minor, he's got some things that could go in his favor. That's the Rangers pitcher. He'd be the biggest concern here. The Red Sox have a guy on the mound with not a lot of history, so it's hard to assess much from him. The Dodgers and the Padres, I really don't like this game. The riddles are just too back and forth. Dodgers are big old favorites. So I'm going to skip that one today. Rockies and Giants. We talked about the Giants winning yesterday so that it could set up today where they could become 35-43 at home. Colorado's 43, Rockies is 35. I still like that narrative. However, things to keep in mind, the Rockies could get their 29th away win on the 29 date numerology. The Giants, if they did win, the Rockies would become 4-6 at San Francisco. Rockies does equal 46, so that could make some sense. The Rockies pitcher, he has a chance to stay on 29 career losses on the 29 day. He could do that with a no decision or a win. He's 6-3 versus the Giants to date. Colorado Rockies is 73. If he won, he'd be 7-3. Something to consider. Tyler Beede, you can make an argument for or against. But again, the Giants, if they win, their home record is a perfect tribute to the Rockies, and we see that happen a lot in head-to-head matchups where it's possible. It's not something that comes up very frequently, but when it does, it typically ends up that way. 35-43. Rockies 35, Colorado 43. So Based on history, I'm leaning towards that narrative. The Nationals look good today. They can get the 90th win. Phillies equals 90. They can get the 47th home win on the 47 date numerology. Vargas can fall to 7-9 on the season. Philadelphia's 79. Strasburg can get his 18th win of the season. Philadelphia equals 61, the 18th prime. I guess the devil's advocate narrative I should put up there is 17 is the 7th prime if he fell to 17-7. But to me, things look pretty good here for the Nationals. Strasburg can also stay on 29 losses at home on the 29 date numerology. Cubs at Pirates. Cubs did lose 8 straight yesterday. Again, a lot of streaks in baseball have gone to 8 and ended there this year. Again, it's 2019. 19 is the 8th prime. The Cubs are an interesting team, though. They're the only team in the league that sums to 9 with the most pure cipher. Cubs equals 9. If they lost today, they'd lose 9 straight. If they did lose, they'd pick up their 47th away loss on the 47 date. Pirates also equals 47, and they'd go into St. Louis on those 47 losses. St. Louis is 47. Again, read these notes because there's some things that could go against the Pirates today as well. It's I liked yesterday better just because we've seen such a strong pattern with losing 8. But to me, things look a little bit better for the Pirates today. So, again, scan these notes with your own eyeballs. And giving you which way I'm leaning on the games. So, you got your own mind, though. Marlins at the Mets. I said at the beginning of the series, I think the Mets will probably lose 1. They've already lost that game, so I'm going to stick with that thought. They're just going to lose 1, and the reason why is because the series ends today, the day with the 47 date numerology. The Mets are at 211 losses versus the Marlins. 211 is the 47th prime. So there's some things on the board for the Marlins. The Marlins could potentially get their 26th away loss on the 26th of the month. It's possible. But the biggest stat out of what we decoded to me is that Wheeler, the Mets pitcher, can get his 45th career win over Miami, and Miami's 45. And again, staying on those 211 losses on the 47 day. Their next loss would be 212, which is the New York area code. Doesn't have to come today, though. So, if the Marlins lost, they would be 1-9 at New York in 2019. That's another thought, being 1-9. Okay, Indians at White Sox. If the White Sox won, they'd be 10. Or no, excuse me. If the White Sox lost, they'd be 10-9 versus Cleveland this year, like 109, the 29th prime on the 29 date numerology. If the White Sox lost, they would be 5-4 at home. Cleveland would be 4-5 at the White Sox. Illinois is 45. Games in Illinois. The White Sox host the Tigers next. Their next home win is 37. If they got it today, remember, Chicago equals 37, so does Detroit, who they host next. It's possible that they don't get it and pick it up against Detroit as well. So sometimes teams do start the series on the perfect number. Sometimes they pick it up against the opponent. And let's see. Savell, you can make an argument either way, win or lose, the Indians pitcher. And the same thing with Dylan Cease today. Same thing with him. So I find that to be a tough one. The White Sox would be a nice payout today, but the head-to-head record seems a little bit more in favor of the Indians than the White Sox. And them being division opponents, that's usually the best indicator. So hold on, let me see the Indians schedule one more time. Indians are at the Nationals next. Well, if the Indians didn't lose, they'd stay on those 33 away losses to go into the Nationals series. Nationals is 33. Let me jot that down too. If Indians didn't lose, they would stay on 33 away losses. Whoops. Nationals equals 33. Can't type. Who they play next. Okay. So that could be another clue there. Again, the head-to-head record looks slightly better for the Indians. Staying on those 33 to face the Nationals. That could be the winning clue. Astros and Angels. Again, the date numerology. 3 date numerology stats connect to an Astros win today. Angels can stay on 29 wins versus the AL West. Astros can stay on 54 losses. Astros can pick up the 54th win versus the AL West. And the Angels, if they don't win today, they'll stay on 29 home wins all-time versus the Astros on the 29 date. Good chance they split today and tomorrow. And tomorrow the Angels could pick up the 30th home win on the 30 date. Again, Wade Miley could get his 15th win of the season on the 47 date, 47 the 15th prime. He is at 85 career wins, which is interesting because Los Angeles Angels is 85. His next loss in the AL is 46. LA Angels is 46. So that would have to be the riddle for the Angels upset today. But when I look at Berea and I see that he can get his 20th career loss and Astros is 20 in the most pure cipher, plus the date numerology with the Astros, I got to think the riddle is stronger with the Astros. Always more fun to take the underdog. You could think about throwing the Angels in your small parlay card just because there are a couple things there that could go against Miley. But I'm thinking that maybe the Angels get the Astros tomorrow. We saw that tomorrow there's 2 young, inexperienced pitchers on the mound for both teams. So that might be the one where the Angels sneak it out. And then the Athletics and the Mariners. Again, if the A's win today, they're going to be 9-7 versus the Mariners for the year, like 97. Mariners is 97. Athletics is 97. Oakland Athletics is 97. This is the one game I shouldn't. You know what? I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Sometimes I feel like they F with me, but the 97's been very consistent for both teams. And again, the first game of the year, the first game of this Major League Baseball season was the Mariners versus the Athletics in Japan, and the Mariners won that game 9-7 on March 20th, the 79th day of the year. So, caller?
Hey, how you doing, Zach?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing good. Are you live now?
I am live right now, yes.
Oh, okay. Just a couple questions. I had sent you some information. I don't know if you picked it up or not. About some football, college football picks. I had sent it to you through your email, not email, but through your message. And I tell you what, when will you probably be finished with live? I just call you back because it's nothing pertaining to what you got going on right now.
I'm going to finish with the live here pretty soon, and then start up another live stream in a few hours for Thursday Night Football.
Okay, cool. So is it cool if I call you back around, I guess it's 2 o'clock my time, and I don't know what time it is your time.
Call me in like an hour. An hour would be good.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, yeah, no problem. Take care. Okay. So anyway, I really see that 97 head-to-head riddle coming through for this game. And we saw that King Felix could get his 65th home loss. Oakland Athletics has that 65 connection. So Manea has a couple things going against him, but again, I just really like the 9-7 head-to-head record. I think that's where it's at. So again, good day to exercise caution. A lot of close riddles. Take those best games. And hold on, we got another caller here. Caller?
Hello, Zach.
Hello.
Hey, on that Astros and Angels game that you just touched on,
Uh-huh.
I was watching the post game show last night after the game with Greinke, and they mentioned on the post game show that Hinch was going to sit a bunch of his starters for tonight's game because they got, I think the flight was scheduled to land at 3 a.m. in Los Angeles, and they said on the post-game show that Hinch had already decided to bench a number of his starters.
Huh.
So that might play into your upset narrative.
Okay, so the Astros are benching a bunch of starters for today's game, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many and which ones. They just said that on the post-game show that Hinch had already told them that he was going to do that. So just wanted to let you know that might play into your upset narrative, maybe.
Okay, that's a good tip. I appreciate that.
Okay.
All right, thanks, man.
Okay, bye.
All right, see you. Let me see if I can pull this up. September 26th. Let me look at one more thing here with Miley. Let me see what the team is this year when he starts. The team is 22-10 when he starts. If they lost, they'd be 22-11. Plug that stat in here real quick. Astros are 22-10 when Miley starts this year. Let's see. Angels equals 22. Alright. But we know like Mike Trout's not playing for the Angels and stuff, so I mean they're banged up too. Yeah, that's the one thing about the end of seasons. Like sometimes, like it's more about the total wins and losses they want the team to finish on, rather than the day-to-day riddles. All right. Okie dokie. Well, again, and just to do an exercise for the person who did ask if we can call in and do fantasy. So we found this, Izzy found this great website, which I linked in the chat. If you do a web search, Pro Baseball Reference, MLB uniform numbers, it should pull this up. I wonder if you do a search here, no, it doesn't work that way. But it pulls up every player who has every jersey number, which is really nice. So you could like look at everyone who has a 26 on the 26th. Caller?
Hey man, I got two scenarios. I don't know if you think they're reach or not with the Houston game, the Astros.
Okay.
Baseball, Major League equals 108. So if they win 4 in a row, they'll be 108 and 54. Baseball equals 54. So they have like the Major League symbol.
That's true. It would be a great tribute. Mm-hmm.
Or they don't win no more, and their first game is on 10-4. So they walk in 104 on 10-4.
Well, if you know what's funny is if they lost 4 straight games to the Angels, they'd be 104 and 58, and Angels equals 104 and 58.
Yep.
So that's interesting.
Yep.
Because, yeah, they don't need to win anything else. It's true.
Mm-hmm. Because when I saw on Twitter this morning, Zach, like, this one dude I be following, he was like, yeah, bettors don't understand that this is the best time to win a lot of underdog plays in baseball because once these teams make the playoffs, they just don't give a, they don't care.
Right, they could be resting up. That's true, so... something I just noticed about Miley is actually if Miley lost, he'd be 14-7, and Houston Astros does equal 147.
Well, I didn't want to throw you off anything, man. I was just viewing, just looking when they played. They played 10-4, so.
Yeah. All right, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Like you said, a baseball tribute at 108-54, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate that.
Yep.
All right. Thanks. All right. Let me jot down these notes. So, Astros are reportedly resting players. If Astros swept, they would be 108 and 54 for season. Major League equals 108. Remember, there's 108 double stitches on a baseball. And baseball equals 54. If Astros got swept, which would be the resting up narrative, they would be 104 and 58. Angels equals 54 and 108. Or whoops. Angels equals 58 and 104. So... All right. All right. I'm gonna get the. Oh, here I was just gonna say for the person that wants to do fantasy. So let's like look at the Athletics Mariners game. Is Chris Davis playing? All right, so let's just look at this Matt Olson guy for... Or hold on, here, I think we can get more guys up here. That's not what I wanted. Doesn't it just show their rosters and who's playing? Okay. Chris Davis. Is he injured or is he playing? Oh, here, we'll just do this Matt Olson guy so he's at the top. So let's just see how many days it is from Matt Olson's birthday. Matt Olson birthday. So his birthday is March 29th. So he's 25 years old. Let's just see how things line up with his birthday. March 29, 2019 to today. So it's 181 days after his birthday. That's the 42nd prime number. Washington's the 42nd state. Is there anything in his stats that are 42? So let's just look. Matt Olson stats for 2019. Okay, he's on 35 home runs. This doesn't quite sync up with our date numerology. But anyway, that's essentially the gist of the idea. Know the player's, jersey number, how many days it is from their birthday, what the date numerology of the game is, and just see if anything aligns in the stats that could make a bunch of sense. So it's the same thing for all the sports. Measure from the birthday. Know the player's name gematria too, because sometimes if the birthday is the same as what their name gematria is, and I encourage you to look at their player name and their full name. So his full name is Matthew Kent Olson. 62 like Seattle Mariners, 82 like Seattle. So I wonder if that could be favorable for him. Matt Olson. So his name doesn't go with the date numerology. His surname. Okay. Hold on. Matt Olson. You can look at his splits versus the Mariners. How's he performed against Seattle historically? So 43 games played. That's interesting. Seattle's 44. This is going to be his 44th game in Seattle. 39th start. He's never hit a home run against the Mariners. But yeah, you can go through the lineup and do the same thing, and if you find an amazing alignment, probably a good chance that you found something that's going to happen in the stat line for the game. So again, gematriator.com, the website. And by the way, on this website, you can also measure from birthdays. You can go to tools and date duration and do the same thing. I think his birthday was March 29th. And then to today, yeah, 181 days later. So, and if you want to get the full span of days, you just click the box, include end date, gives you the full span. We'll leave it there. I'm going to go, hit the books for Thursday Night Football in the week ahead because we got another live stream today. I'm planning to start that at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. Give us some time before the game to go through things. So let me check the chat before we say goodbye. Yeah, we talked about how Aaron Rodgers and the running back both born on December 2nd. Rodgers is also from the Bay Area on the 122nd Meridian, old 122. So something about Max Kellerman. What is this? Max Kellerman saying that 720. All right, well, I guess I'm going to have to read up. So somebody's been busy with work and school. You got the Yankees, Saints, and Lakers winning it all. Well, Yankees have gotten some very strong riddles this year. I still expect them to be in the World Series. Do they get past that number 27 is the big question. And as soon as all the playoffs are set, what I'm going to do is run all the scenarios with the teams and the head-to-head. Again, look at the Yankees and Dodgers head-to-head. There is a riddle in there for the Dodgers to beat the Yankees if that's the World Series. We talked about that in July after the blackout. If it was a Yankees and Dodgers World Series, why the Dodgers might actually take that World Series. So we'll revisit it more. But can Yankees get past 27? MLB's 27. Saints have an awesome riddle this year. It's just like I said, though. AFC, we keep seeing the clues with 103. 103 is the 27th prime. Is that a sign that the AFC will win the Super Bowl this year so that the AFC are 27-27 in Super Bowls? It's been a year of 103 so far. And then the Lakers, I still like the LeBron to go to 3 straight finals and become 6-6. Lakers is 66, LeBron's 66, LeBron James is 66, so I'm still digging that. We're going to have to do some more work now that they've sent Kawhi to LA. Let's see. All right. I don't see too much. Seems like there's a lot of talk about football. So, all right, football's on the brain. We'll be back for the football live stream, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. And we'll wrap it up here. I'll post those baseball notes. Hold on, though. I wanted to find what this thing was about Max Kellerman. What are we talking about here? Max Kellerman and his Tom Brady off a cliff theory. Oh, okay. Okay. So you're saying, you talked about this earlier this year about how Tom Brady could get pushed off the cliff like the Buffalo Hunters against Buffalo. Well, I wouldn't mind if you were right. But again, we saw that if Allen loses this weekend, he's going to be 5-3 at home, and Patriots is 53. So that's hard to go against. But that is very interesting. I'll remember you said it. All right, we'll wrap it up. Be back a little bit later. I'll see you soon. Till then, True Seeker.